the Omnic Esports and Siqq Gaming. My name is Hazedi Slim, and I will be taking you through this evening by myself as we start here on our first map. Looking at the sides here, looking
ready for battle.
as we start things off right as the side's just getting ready. 20 seconds to go, looking round one underway here at the point as the sides begin their charge in here. Two Ryans with some quick damage in already here by Despacito. Ryan there as the early charge starts. Polito, quick turtle there. Polito getting an early kill there on Wookie. And then another charge on there in Fruit Tingle. Very good stuff from him to begin with. The point unlocks. Yibble getting Katek out of mech. Fighting on point now, a 4v2. An early win here, it looks like, as Colada gets another kill. Gibble manages to hack through on Katek. Lonely Peeps takes down Despacito. And just like that, the first point is already taken over there. Very good stuff early on there, especially from Colito getting most of the kills. Building up some ult charge also on that side. Omnic are going to have to try and fix things up here. Jump, point, a bit of a... There was a huge shatter there from Polito. He takes down Wookie with that 5-man shatter basically there. And now a grab in as well. Omnic getting absolutely destroyed as Element gets 2 kills. Quirky gets 1, Polito with another. And there's going to be another hard reset here. Despacito's only one with an ult charge over on Siqq Gaming on Omnic. Siqq getting the very early kills here, and they're just really, as Element gets Wookie early again, then it looks like they're going to have to wait for him to get back as well. Colito jumping around there. They're really struggling at the moment. Wookie now coming back from spawn. Omnic are really in a bit of trouble early on. 70% of the point already gone. A nice grab there though. Alexan manages to get something going there. Can't get a pick in though. Bubble goes in. Big shatter by Despacito. Lucio drops his ult as well. And Colito's very close to going down. Despacito down Tusky. Big kill there. Despacito and Colito managing to stun each other there as it looks like Omnic are going to be taking over this point. Colito goes down and Siqq are probably going to have to give this one up. Quirky goes down as well as Katek gets a nice kill there. 3 ults still though over on Siqq's side. And they also have 90% of the map already done, the control point. As looks like Siqq going to be coming back in again. Looking to Feud looking to try and take the high ground. Looks like the Sombra's going up top there with the Farah. Caleb trying to go up there. Doesn't quite get a charge. And that's a big shatter and a big ult from Element with 3 there. Kata managed to trade back on him, but that's about it. They're going to take back the point here, Siqq. And they might just take out the first point here. Tracer managing to get on side. No, Parallaxing gets taken down instantly. They're trying to get back on point. Melody tries to get down there, does, but he's getting taken out by Colito. A nice shatter there from Despacito. He's managing to, can't get anything though. Siqq are just completely controlling this. Wookie manages to get Element, but that's pretty much all he's going to get. Calitet the last for Omnic on side. They're going to get absolutely nothing done here. Although there's still a bit of a charge here as Parallax trying to keep this going. Melody jumps back on, but That is going to be all she wrote for the first point here.
Score 1-0.
And it's going to be a 1-0 lead the way of Siqq Gaming, who basically controlled that from start to finish. Omnic did manage to win one of the 10, but they got about 50% there, but overall Siqq looking the better. And it looks like it's going to be basically the same. Tusky is going to pick up the Diva. Kalita is going to change over to the Winston. Still the Sombra. And it looks like Genji's going to come out for Alaman. On the other side of things, Wookie's going to stay on his McCree. Despacito now on the Winston. Parallaxon on the Farah. And Siqq is going to go straight to point here. All grouping up together. Alaman's going to get the early kill on the Wookiee. That's a big kill there. On their way to winning this early team fight. And Quirky's going to be careful. They actually gets taken down. All of a sudden, Cactic gets Kalita as well. And they don't. Omnic is starting to get back into this fight here as Kellogg takes down Tusky. Tusky's out of mech now. Catching on point. Parallaxon takes down Element, and all of a sudden, Omnic, from what looked like a losing fight, they managed to bring it back, and they'll take control of this point. Some big kills there from Katakad. As it looks like it's basically Yibble's going to be picking up the Widowmaker. Switching off. Actually, no, they're going to be picking up the Soldier, it looks like. No changes over on the Omnic side of things as they take low ground, push in to Siqq. With some blocking there. Manages to get a Yibble, gets a big kill on Despacito early. And then McCree, Wookiee manages to get a stun on Element, but it's not going to stop him. Carlton manages to get Quirky down, and Parallaxon gets a couple there as well, but Element's going hard here with the ult. Manages to get a few in, and they're winning this fight, it seems. Just Melodicy left, and they're going to get out of there as quickly as possible. Siqq managing to take back the site. As Omnic group up for their next push here. Looks like 4 are going to be going down towards lower ground. Fruit Tingle and Parallaxon trying to put in a bit of distraction there up above. And Wookie's going to take down Quirky. Oh, that's a very nice stun grenade there. And it looks like Politeu's going to be popping the Primal Rage. Couple of ults go down. Element takes down Wookiee. All of a sudden, it's back to a 5v5. Kalita gets the Yibble. That's a nice Diva Bomb. Fight's going on point here. Kalita's going to get knocked down a mech. Fight's going all around here. Whoever can win this. Wookieee has control of this map. Siqq need. Omnic need to try and get back into this, but I don't think they're going to be able to. Captech go down, Despacito goes down, and they're going to be pulling out. Although Fruit Tingle gets a nice revive. They're still finding this. Both Lucio ults go down. Wookiee manages to take down Yibble. And still these fights go on. Quirky manages to pop Melody, and Wookiee goes down to Kalita now. They just probably have to win this Siqq. But Parallaxon takes down Tusky. Kalita, though, takes down Despacito. It's just the Diva, the Mercy, and the Farah left on site for Omnic. They need to try and take this over. But Katkat's going to get knocked down a mech. Polito takes down Fruit Tingle. Element takes down Cactus, and they're going to have to give that one up. And Siqq are just 12% away from taking this first map. Looks like there's going to be no changes there. Melody actually changes over to the Anna. They need to contest this point now. It's at 99% that they managed to jump on now. Keep putting some shots in. Element though, oh, he stuns them well. Parallaxon though with a nice ult there onto Quirky. Trade's going back and forth. They're starting to win this one on them if they can keep this up. That's a... oh, the Mercy goes down. That's huge. Colito takes down Mel, and Despacito goes down. Lucio, Lilliput's doing big damage there. Kalatetti's the last one on side. He's got to be able to hold this somehow. He's got to wait for support to come back. I don't think it's going to happen though. He gets knocked off. And that is going to be the first map done and dusted. Siqq taking that down 2-zip. They look the stronger of the two sides. And they showed that from start to finish their element. With a nice play of the game with Farrell. We'll have a look at this. The old Zarya combo there. Not bad at all. And Siqq just really managing to hold off, win most of those team fights. They dominated on the first objective. Second one was a bit more closely contested. The team fights, Omnic probably should have won possibly a few more of them, but they couldn't quite get it done. However, they still have 2 maps to go. Well, they still have 4 maps to go, actually. Because it's a best of 5, first to 3 there. Yibble, probably the star there for Siqq, really dominating with the Genji on that second point. There's also some good talk in the chat. Everyone's saying good round and well done to each other. Omnic going to have to think up something new here to try and take this next one, as we will be moving on to Junkertown for our next map. The first payload. And Omnic will be wanting to try and come back into this by taking this one out. We'll have to wait and see whether they'll be able to do it. And it does. So Siqq will be looking to try and take this second map here. Basically give themselves that nice 2-0 lead. And really start working towards the 3-0 here, but very early on. First map is done and dusted, but the second one could be a lot different as the teams start to get ready to start the second. As here we go, as we start entering the game for Junkertown on our second map here.
Initiating match.
As our heroes start to get assembled here for the second map. Out on the Siqq side of things, we're going to be looking at a looks like we're going to be having a Widow, a Reinhardt, and a Diva. Also the Zen, the Genji, and the Ana on Siqq side of things. Over on the attack side, for Omnic, we have the Widow and the Hanzo. Definitely an interesting coupling of attacks there. We've also got the Roadhog and the Orisa, Ana and the Mercy, as we get ready to start our second map here.
And what a great map it's going to be. Good evening everyone, I'm Pyroneers. I'm just jumping in here to help out my good friend Haz as we get underway on Junkertown here.
Very nice to have you along. Looking for some early fights here. Still throwing some stuff in there as the cart's moving pretty well already. Already 5 on. The Bastion strat coming out here.
Yeah, the old faithful pirate ship, really the first place people are realistically going to be able to put the brakes on that is under that arch, but it looks like they're giving up a lot of room here. There's the engage now coming in.
First now they're starting to actually get on here as Wookie takes down Coletto. Yibble manages, oh, and the main thing of the pirate ship, the Bastion goes down.
Fruitingle getting the res though could be crucial, as this Bastion is going to get set back up, and the defenders here don't have a lot of men, and it looks like, yeah, this fight is definitely going in favour of the attackers here, and members of Siqq having to back up.
Yeah, they just managed to win this one out pretty well here as they move towards the first checkpoint. They're going to have to engage them pretty soon as they're almost at the door. In fact, they might not even get to it. And I don't think they will actually, as the first... They get the first checkpoint very nicely there. Parallax and takes down Coletto as well.
Yeah,
and
definitely a bit of a staggered engagement in there from the members of Siqq. Maybe not all quite on the same page, not quite ready. Quality going down early, but Melody going down early there to Quirky Turtle is an opportunity depending on if they can safely get that res.
Well, now the payload again, it keeps moving, and Walkie's going to get a nice shot there on the Yearball. And they've just popped their res as well, so he's not going to be coming back anytime soon. And Element, oh, he gets pulled in by the Roadhog beautifully there, but he still manages to take down Fruitingle, and he's going to take down Melody. Cactus manages to get Tusky there, but Lonely's going to take down Cactus. Deficit is going to take down Element, but Coletto's going to take down the Bastion. And they managed to stop things up here finally. Siqq.
Very nice charge there from Quality, picking up the tank form Bastion, slamming him into a wall. Not only does it do a lot of damage, but it stops that tank turret from firing, which is crucial because that shot just does so much damage. So taking that out of the fight helps them mop up the last few members there. And now we've got a comfortable hold here by the members of Siqq, and this is going to be a bit of a hard one to dislodge here as the next attack comes in.
And the payload's in a very interesting spot. He's going to take down Quirky again, though. He's getting some really nice shots in. Yibble's going to trade back on him, though. He wants to make sure that everyone remembers that there's another Widow in the bit. And there's a Genji fight going on. Down in the back there, as the Diva Bomb's going to come out. Is it going to get anything? It's going to get two!
And the D-Mech.
Make it three, the D-Mech as well. That is huge stuff there from Tusky. Both the
really nice.
Gone.
Really nice placement there of that Diva Mech, and unfortunately both the supports on the side of Omnic Esports rather, just unfortunately not high mobility heroes, just caught out in the wrong place and can't get to cover in time once they realise that mech is coming over the top. And we will be seeing some changes coming out of the attackers here as Catacted goes over to the Diva off from the Roadhog.
Yeah, well, it does seem they've lost another about 30 seconds there. Deficit's going to be careful here. He's pretty close down to death at the moment. Winston, man, he's trying to get out of there. Trying to get himself back up. They're just in a really bad spot here. Siqq are going to be able to hold this down fairly well. They're on good angles on either side.
Yeah, it is one of the better places to end up defending on Junkertown here. So it's a good place to have the cart stopped up. Here we do have the dive coming in. Transcendence coming out from Quirky Turtle.
It's a bit very nice Transcend. Yibble also taking down Deficito, and it looks like Diva's going to be damaged as well as Tusky gets two. Coletto's going to take down Anna. And that's another one fight there for Siqq. Wookie will take down Element, but really that's just consolation at this point.
Well, it may be important. It may be important for the next push because the attackers are definitely closer to the defenders. But with Wookie getting staggered out there, that advantage just disappears. And defenders sitting on 4 ultimates here. They have the Nano Blade available. They've also got sights and a Diva Bomb. They got a lot of tools to keep this one stopped up here. The attackers do have 4 ultimates of their own, including their own Nano Blade. So to an extent, it'll be whoever commits their Nano Blade first. Here it comes.
It looks like we're going to be seeing the come in, and Relaxin gets 2 huge kills. Tuss is going to come back with 2 of his own. Coletto gets 1. Parallax is still going in with his ult there, and he gets another one. That's a huge from him, and it's a team kill, and it is exactly what Omnic needed. Big kills all around there from both sides, but it is going to be Omnic that come out on top.
Yeah, and they should be able to comfortably get this one through the second point. It's going to be very hard to get even a cart touch here, and yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
not
Tuskie's
at
coming in,
all,
they do actually get the touch.
Not a bad. Well, I don't know how they managed to get the stuff there. Tusky gets slapped. Elements managed to get one. Trades everywhere at the moment. Fruit Tingle pulls out his ultimate. Really, at the moment, it's just a big fight here. Wookie managed to take the kill out of. That's big.
Yeah, I think the attack actually may pull this one through despite the late engagement and pulling out the nano blade there.
Despite what happened there, they do take up a bit of time to Siqq, but was it worth it? Because they did use quite a few ultimates there. Parallaxon has his ult back up. Cactus almost has his ready for Diva Bomb. Over on the other side, Quirky's just managed to get his, but really everyone's pretty low ult-wise, so they'll be able to push this up probably about halfway there without any real engagement. And the Siqq are going to be sort of sitting back around the halfway point of this last push.
The burden is definitely on Siqq to start this fight, and that bomb is going to really cause a problem for that. Tusky getting demeched again after the remech. It's not a great position for them to be in. Even with the trade kill on the Wookiee, they're not really in a great spot in this fight, and they are backing off.
Yeah, they're getting away from there as fast as they can, really. Really, just at the moment, just team fights sort of everywhere. No one's able to really trade onto anyone here. Gets his ult going, and Fruit Tingle, Death Pasito, Wookiee, everyone is going down here for Siqq. Tusky manages to pop his ult. He's not going to get anything done though. And they're just in real trouble here, Siqq. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold this. Tusky's the only one contesting on the point. He's going to get demeched. He's down. Despacito killing it there with the Winston at the moment. And Quirky is going to take down Wookiee, which is a big kill. Fruit Tingle pulls out his ult for Zen. But then Fruit Tingle's going to respond back with his. Element takes down a couple. Colorado gets a few there, and all of a sudden, Siqq managing to get back into this. And they might just hold it before they get this third point here.
Yeah, they will be holding this one there. They did pop a lot of ultimates to get it done, but with only 20 seconds left on the clock, that's fine. And there's not a lot of ultimates available on the part of Omnic Esports to break this. So they're going to have one last desperate fight here, but they're not in a great position to take it.
Tracer, really the only person who can do much here with their ult. 5 seconds on the clock. Rebecca said Calactus goes down early as well, Element, and he gets her right out of it. It's not going to be happening. Wookiee gets a nice kill on Quirky, but Element is just trading everywhere, and he's going huge. 2 kills on both the healers. Sombra's Yubel will take down Wookiee. Parallaxon manages to get the throw, and Despacito gets one as well.
The cart's rolling forwards, they've left it alone.
4 meters away, Coletta, he gets Parallaxon, he pulls out the Rage as well, knocking them all around. They're still contesting this though, they will not go away, Omnic. The Diva Bomb comes out, that doesn't do anything though, they really need something to hit Tusky. And that just, big kill there on Despacito.
Yeah, the defender respawn advantage here is just going to make it very difficult. Here comes Proaxian with the blade though. This could be what they need to turn it around. He does get Quirky Turtle. He's looking for another one.
He couldn't quite, he managed to get the mech in. He couldn't quite pull it out though. Tusky's going to take down Melodicey. Really, this. And then his Elements will take down Parallaxon. And I think there's just one person left on point here. Just the treble. And there's another one on point. They will not go away here. Despacito jumps back on. He's finally. An Element will take down Fruit Tingle. And, well, that last fight went for about 2 minutes longer than it should have. But Siqq managing to hold it off there. Omnic will take the 2 points, though. I don't think they'll be too fussed with that. No time left on the clock, so basically, Siqq need to push it 97.8 meters, and they have 4 minutes to do so.
Absolutely. One might say they need to push it 97.8% of the way, which is not explicitly correct. It's probably a lot closer to 99%, but near enough to it. It's basically the same as a full cap, and it'll really put a lot of pressure onto Omnic Esports now to make sure that is not able to be taken all the way across the line there as we move over to the next attacking phase.
Well, they want to be trying on this first point. Siqq, one thing they did struggle with there on the first bit, they really didn't contest it at all early on. It was in the middle half up on the balcony area. Halfway through when they got into Junkertown, that they managed to slow them down. But if Omnic can manage to hold Siqq here on this first point, it'll probably go a long way to helping them win this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can definitely see it was a recurring pattern that Siqq were very hesitant to engage onto the cart, and there were a lot of fights that they spent a lot of time backing up. They had a very successful second point hold that bled a lot of time off the clock, but their defenses were looking a lot more shaky on first and third.
Well, now things are on the other foot. Siqq will have to show us what they've got on their attacking side. Zarya.
Sorry, go ahead.
Going to go through what they've got on their side with the Zarya and Ryan tanks. Ana and Element still with his Genji. Evil's going to be on the Widow as well. Quirky is going to be on his Zen, and Quirky's going down pretty low already. And Evil's going to take down Wookie, and already Siqq are winning this first fight here. Element's doing big trouble here. Fruit Tingle gets taken down by him, and the Mercy's got to be careful. I'm not sure about that res, and she's not. Oh, she just gets it. But I don't know if it was going to be really worth it in the end. Element took down Junkrat in the middle of all that as well. He's doing some serious damage. A hook there. He cacked it, but he's going to get taken down by Lonely Peps. And they are just in real trouble here. Already the cart is almost at the front door here. And they're just missing players everywhere. Wookie Man just take down Lonely Peps, but Yibble's going to trade back. Element takes down Melody, and well, that's it. Already the first point is taken, just like that.
Absolutely, and I have to give a lot of credit there to both Yibble and Element, who, looking at these two compositions, we see that Omnic Esports has a lot of extra shield break power, which is going to put a lot of pressure onto the tank line. But with Yibble and Element managing to clean up the DPS counterparts on Omnic Esports, it basically opened the way for them to just push that cart through. So really nice play out of both those DPS there to really open up the fight and not allow the worn-out tank battle to wear down. And it looks like we will actually have a pause here. Maybe that one of the players is disconnected, which always an unfortunate thing to have happen. Yep, there it is. So Catacted on the part of Omnic Esports there, actually disconnecting. So that's going to really hurt, because not only does that remove them from the fight, as they'll be respawning back in spawn, that's their ultimate charge gone as well. So that's going to make a big opening for Siqq to just come powering through in this now 5v6 engagement, as long as Element can get out of his precarious position alive.
Yeah, well, basically now, Element's got his ult ready to go, as Coletta's got his Shadow as well. On the other side of things, Parallaxon's got his Junkrat tire. That's going to have to come in huge here, because really looking at it here, Omnic are going to be in a lot of trouble, and they need to be able to hold this second point to something here. They need to take down the timer, because they didn't get the 3 points here. And well, if Siqq manages to push through here and get this one easily done, it could be a quick 2-0 if they're not careful.
Yeah, I think the big thing that can change things around here is where we have it paused at the moment. Element is up in midair in the middle of a deflect, and he has a Widow looking directly at him. So Wookie has every opportunity to basically psych themselves up to scope in on that Genji and get the shot the moment that reflect is down. And Element is actually on a critical level of health. He does have the Harmony Orb on him, but he's kind of not in a great spot. It's not a comfortable place to be. If he's got his dash available, I imagine the first thing he's going to want to do is just desperately dash back to his team and not try and not get picked off, because him going down here is an opportunity to equalize this next team fight before it happens. Turn it into a 5v5 rather than the 6v5 we're currently looking at.
Well, it's going to come down to, it might just come down to what Wookie can do here, or if Anna actually, or if any of them manage to notice that Element is very low. As we're just coming back out of the pause here. And we're off again. Element, he's not going to get out there. Wookie's going to take him down. Well, we call it.
This does just turn it into a 5v5, so the defender's still in an awkward position because they're off tank, just making their way back from spawn.
And there's that Vulcan there. Parallaxon, that's huge on both the healers. Quirky and Lonely go down, and that's going to swing the fight in their favour. As they have got a couple of kills there. Stick, and they probably were thinking they could take that one, but Parallaxon is going to make sure that none of that is going to come to fruition, as we're going to look at a reset.
That said, if we have a look at the attackers here, have a look at what Siqq got available. They have almost all 6 ultimates coming online. They've got options. They could use their sights. In fact, we are going to see the sights out of Wookiee, so we may see a counter sights coming out. But they've got the Nano Blade available, and there's no defensive ults available whatsoever on the members of Omnic Esports, so they know they don't have to worry about a Transcendence.
This seems pretty ominous of what's going to happen next, but Wookiee's going to get 2 great kills there on the Yibble and Quirky, and they're going to have to fall back again.
And that's crucial. Like, Wookiee is, with that, ending the fights before it starts and allowing his team time to build up their own ultimates so that they've got resources to use. As long as they can continue to win fights before the attackers are able to start initiating their ultimates, then it's a really great place to be. It's just all about they need to win these fights, start these fights and win them before Siqq are able to start unloading their ultimates onto them.
Well, Death Shadow managing to get his Shadow ready to go here as they start on the card again. Siqq. Coletta.
It's a big anti.
Yeah, that's huge. I don't know if Coletta's going to be able to do much here, but Quirky pulls in with a nice Zen hold of himself and Element. Lonely Peps and Coletta on this huge trades all across. They can't do anything here. Omnic, they're not going to be able to take anything from this one. They're falling back. Cactus not even going to get the chance to. Element takes him down. And pretty much Cactus is the only one left over, and they're struggling to get out of there as well. They might be demet if they're not careful, and they will be.
Oh, that's
probably going to be taken down. And Wookiee, oh, he gets taken down early as well.
So it's not a great place to be. I mean, ultimately, you did get 4 ultimates out of Siqq to get that point across, so you can't be too upset. Especially because you just don't have an answer to that Nano Blade, short of managing to stun it up with the Brigader and get a lot of damage onto it. But they really need to start winning fights, otherwise this cart is going to get all the way over.
Oh, that's a big Zen, that's a big Zarya out there. And actually nothing comes out of it. An Element's going to go in with his Genji sword. He can't get anything done. Cactus, that's a huge double kill again on the healers. Death's going to try down Coletta. Element's going to go down after getting rid of Fruit Tingle. And they will win that fight on me.
And it's just Yibble staggered out, and he's just going to take the death by the looks of it. Maybe a bit of evasion there, but just needing to head back to spawn. They need to think about whether or not they need to swap up any of this composition. Calaxian has gone over onto the Mei, which is going to make things a bit harder on the tank battle. Element's getting a lot of value from this Genji, but Yibble's had some very lackluster results on this Widow so far. I think Wookiee has definitely been the dominant Widow in this matchup. And unless that changes, I think there's really only one way this can go.
Coletta, he's going to get ruled off there, puts down his ultimate, but he gets absolutely nothing from it. That's a big kill there from Wookiee. Very good play there from Omnic. They already basically look to win this opening battle. Wookiee's going to take down Yibble again. He is really struggling in that Widow battle. Now throws down a new grenade there. Looking to anti a few, but Parallax is going to get Tusky. Quirky's going to be taken down by Wookiee, and they're going to win this fight again. And Despacito's already got his ult back up. He's got hers. Parallaxing's got his. On the other side of things, only Peps has got his. So really, they look pretty good here, Omnic. 3 ults.
Yeah, they're in a good position to keep this hold here, and I think Quirky Turtle probably popped that Transcendence a little too late, didn't really get a lot of value out of it, had already lost the main tank and quality going down. I think that's really hurt them in this ultimate rotation. That said, Element is very close to a Blade, and that has been
in there, but Coletta's going to get knocked back. Death is managing to trade away. Hannah puts the ult onto Coletta. Now Death's going to... Oh, that's a huge shutter. Quirky goes down, and Coletta gets 3 huge ones there. Death, Melody, and Parallaxing go all down. And somehow they managed to win the fight out there. I'm not sure. They had the ults, they had the advantage, but... Well, it just says Siqq just basically run through them. Element again. He's been aggressive on that Genji. He's been fantastic with him so far.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to nano boost onto the quality there. He didn't get knocked down from the shatter, which meant that even though it was a really big shatter from Despacito, quality was swinging into him the whole time. That said, we do have Despacito and Tusky both going down to their counterparts, so we are going to see the defenders take control of this cart once more as the attacking members of Siqq have to back up.
Well, Parallaxing manages to take down Quirky as well, and fall back, and all of a sudden there's only 40 seconds on the clock, and Yibo's got to be careful here. He's stuck out. He might be in trouble. He's managing to get a few shots and somehow managed to get out there, but Coletta takes down Despacito. I think that's how they can swing this fight out, and Coletta manages to catch it as well. She's demonic, and he takes down Melodicy.
And there's the grab in there. That's going to catch the remaining members of Omnic Esports here.
Oh, Element with 2 big kills there. Coletta gets another Element as well. Element is just running rapid through here. Def's pretty much the only one left. He can't stop that. And they're just meters away as they come back, try to come back in. Melody's going to go down, and they're just getting staggered here. And the shatter, and that is going to be all she wrote. Then Caledon, he can't get to the point. And that is that. Siqq, well, it looked interesting at times, but they managed to pull it off there. They get the 3-2, and they take a 2-0 series lead.
Yeah, so very nicely played there by Siqq. Omnic Esports getting very aggressive, chasing him back to spawn, but a really nice anti-grenade being, or biotic grenade, landing the anti-heal effect onto that front line, sets them up to be just taken down. And from there, it's just members of Omnic Esports desperately backing up and eventually getting caught out. And I think the big thing that cost them there was that they tried to get away. I think in that instance, you need to just aggress into the enemy, die all together, die at once, so you respawn at the same time, and you can make for a proper recontest. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. They get ulted into after getting staggered out, and then they're denied any chance to actually get a final defense. So nicely played there by Siqq as they push all the way through there, and they'll take Junkertown.
Yeah, they just, in the end, it was just ultimately came down to single players. Element just amazing on the Genji throughout that map. He just looked a class above the rest in the end. Omnic weren't doing much wrong. There was a couple of times they probably could have won some team fights. They missed a few things here and there. So they now find themselves at a 2-0 disadvantage, and they need to win the next one to keep themselves alive in this matchup. Best of 5. It's already 2-0 as we're heading to Volskaya Industries for this one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a change of pace, but Volskaya can still very well play into the Widowmaker game, so we can potentially continue to see Wookiee putting out a dominant Widowmaker performance. It's a shame that Widowmaker performance alone is not enough to get the team across the line for victory, but that's the nature of a team-based game. And we may need to see some other changes coming out from the members of Omnic Esports in order to turn their fortunes around.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Yibble picks up the Widow again for Siqq, because as good as Element was, Yibble was pretty lackluster on his Widow side. Wookiee was getting most of the kills on him when they were getting into the 1v1 duels. So it'll be interesting to see if he picks up the Widow again, or he might switch up to something else.
Yeah, so it's pretty common to see. There's a couple of things that are really common in Volskaya. Firstly, as with all assault maps, goats is very common, and so we can very well see that out. It's also a map that plays very well into Widowmaker and Sombra, as well as, to a lesser extent, Tracer, and certainly Genji very strong here as well. And both teams have been relying so far very heavily on their Genji-Ana combinations for those devastating nanoblades. So we could definitely continue to see something like a Genji Sombra or a Genji Widow composition from these teams, or maybe we'll be heading over into the Tank Heavy Goats lineups. Who knows?
It'll be interesting to see. So it looks like Omnic are going to be making a change here. Mudman is going to be coming in for Kataked. I'm not sure whether that might be because Kataked might have some technical issues, and they're just making sure that they don't lose him halfway through a fight again. So Mudman is going to be subbing in for him for Omnic Esports. On the other side of things, Siqq is staying the same as teams get ready to start this one up.
Absolutely, and maybe this substitution here is going to be what they need to turn their fortunes around. It's hard to say without knowing these teams in more detail, but Mudman might be someone who has actually practiced specifically for Volskaya, or maybe they've had a better performance on Volskaya from them. Yeah, maybe it's not just a substitution caused by internet issues, but without knowing these teams a bit,
Find out.
yeah, exactly.
It looks like as the teams start picking their heroes for this fight, looks like we're going to be having, I think it's Omnic on the attacking side to begin with. Siqq are going to be picking up on the defensive end. They've picked. It looks like Element switching over to a Junkrat. Yibble. Oh, well, hang on. They were thinking about it. Yeah, they're not so sure. On the other side of things, Parallaxon's going to be on the Genji. Wookiee is switching over to a Sombra. And Deficito, Zarya, and Ryan, respectively. Odyssey and Fruit Tingle with their healers, Lucio and Mora. And Yibble's going to stay with the Widowmaker. Element's going to be switching over to the Junk, looking to try and, I guess, break the shield early there, making sure that they can't push in with ease. Omnic, make it as hard for them as possible.
It's definitely viable to run a Widowmaker Junkrat-based defense here, but that usually implies a very back-of-point hold. And the tank line that they've picked with the Hogarissa isn't really one that plays into that that back of point game. It's designed to sit a lot more forwards. Usually when you play that, they are actually going to set up on point with these tanks. So it's not something we've seen a lot of, but let's see how it works out.
Well, my man, the new sub in is going to be picking up the Dio Element. I think it's an early charge here. I don't think get much done there as the team fights begin. Man gets picked in there by Tusky, and he's looking low. Wookiee's going to get the kill on Element, though. That's a big early kill. Lowcap's going to try and back, though. Yeah, Wookiee's just sort of sitting up there. Getting easy picks. He gets another one on Nibble. They've lost both of their damage heroes here. Siqq, they could be in a bit of trouble. Mudman getting some damage in there on as well. Wookiee's going in the side. He gets mentioned to get a hack in as well.
Yeah, they're definitely in a lot of trouble. Fruit Single's just sitting back there on the Ana, just providing huge amounts of healing into his team. He's landed a huge biotic grenade that's going to set up the cleanup here, and there's just nothing to
lonely. He gets smashed into a wall, and well, that's going to be the first point. Omnic looking very nice there. They do it in just under a minute and a half, and now they've got 6:38 to try and take this second point. Elements switched over to the Farah. Yibble's going to take the Soldier. Still playing some pretty interesting tank lineup though. Whether or not for this point it's probably better.
Yeah, it's a bit more suited for a second point hold. I mean, that first point, it's not something we see a lot, especially because a dive composition can just run rings around it, which is basically what we saw. And Wookiee just picking up low hit point targets that have been bullied and were running from tanks. That said, we have a big
Wookiee with a big EMP there. And Mudman with the 4K on the Diva Bomb. Notice he gets down Tusky, and all of a sudden, they've got 2 ticks on this already. It's a huge team kill, and that's the end of the fight. It's already done. Omnic are going to take this with 5 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. They've added a minute 48 on that. That was a huge ult from Sombra.
Absolutely, just that EMP setting up everyone for that Diva Bomb, just clean team wipe, classic Snowball Volskaya tactics. That's just Volskaya second 101. It's always good when you can capture that first point without having to use your EMP, because it just sets you up to be able to do that to the second point.
Well, I really only used the Lucio ult on the first one, and then from there, Wookiee just completely bamboozling them. They had nothing to hold it up there. Arissa's shield had gone down. Brigitte couldn't do anything with her shield. And everyone else was just left out in the open, and 4 of them just like that, completely gone.
It's definitely breathing some life into Omnic Esports here now. They absolutely needed that to stabilize themselves, to rally themselves, and to put some fear into Siqq, because Siqq have been dominant so far in this matchup. Now they've got to be feeling doubts. With a time like that, that's a big hurdle to come over, and this could be the beginning of the reverse sweep.
Well, even if they manage to take this first point quickly, they're going to have to do well to take the second one quickly as well, because usually the second point on Sky can be difficult to take. Of course, Omnic showing us that it's relatively easy. All you do is just land a Diva Bomb and a bunch of EMP flows, and that's the end of that.
Snowball has always been the most reliable way to get a quick second point cap. So you just got to make sure you get it first push, because any push after that is going to suck. And we are actually going to be seeing a very similar defense coming out from the members of Omnic Esports here. We'll be running McCree rather than the Widow, but they'll be running the dive tanks, which is a bit more suited to this back point hole.
Yeah, Siqq looking like they want to take this fight up on top here. 4 of their members charging across. Wookie's going to get a big kill there on Element early. As they basically they swap positions. They've taken the high ground out there. And it's a war between both bridges at the moment. Only Death Pasito actually on the point for any team. And now they're going to finally jump on. Yibble takes down Fruit Tingle. Death Pasito manages to trade on the Yibble though.
Yeah, I really like the rotation there out of the members of Omnic Esports, bringing down the Diva so that the Winston can jump after the Widow. That said, they've turned this fight into a bit of a brawl on the point, and that's definitely going to favour the Ryan Zaya Brigida. But this tire could swing things back in their favour.
Parallaxon was taking his time with it, manages to take down Quirky. That's a big kill. Mudman takes down Lollipops as the baby Diva, and he gets another one onto Tusky as well. That's huge stuff there. Element now is just the only one left, and he's probably going to have to get out of there as Tracer, and he won't be able to. Wookie taking him down in the first fight there. Going to Omnic.
Very nicely played by Omnic Esports. Even with the later end of that fight starting to look a bit dangerous, they keep their cool, and they keep control of the point. They don't give away a single tick, and all 6 of them are back, ready to receive the next attack.
Now to see and Wookie have ults on their side. Element's the only one at the moment with an ult for Siqq, although Lonely Peps isn't bad. Very interesting dive there from Death. As Siqq are all going up. They're doing the same thing, except they're making doing this a lot quicker now to get to the top. And once again, it's just a fight from either side. Death's
it's a very cheeky pulse.
That is a big pulse bomb. Fruit Tingle goes down. Half their healers are done with. Now obviously manages to trade back on Coletta though. It's just fights everywhere on the. Only the. We're really going to get on this point. They've already killed up a Yibble takes down Mudman. Wookie's going to get Tusky. That's a big kill as they finally jump on point. They managed to get a tick in their Element. Death Pasito, that's a big kill on Yibble. He pops his ult as well. Primal Rage. Element's the only one running around. Quirky's stuck in the trap. Wookie's going to take down him. Parallaxon also gets Element. And again, it's another team fight one here for Omnic.
That said, Omnic Esports, they did use their Transcendence there, which means they're not going to have that 4 Tuskies grab, which is just around the corner. They also have to worry about Quality Shatter. They don't really have a lot of tools to deal with either of those ultimates if they get caught out. That said, they are playing a very spread out defense. It's going to be hard to get a big grab because the rotations have been ones that split up a lot of the members of Omnic Esports. This is going to be potentially the last good fight though. They need to do it on this fight. They need to get that last tick if they want to get
Rush Death Pasito on point. Element gets a big kill on the Wookiee early. They could definitely swing this around. Death Pasito gets the nano boost from out of there. You can't really find anyone to fight though, as they all managed to get away. Parallax, he throws in his ult. I don't think he gets anything done with that. And all of a sudden, it's looking like be able to take this one back. That's a nice anti-nade though. But Yibble's going to take down Melody. The Diva Bomb's going to have to do something here. It does absolutely nothing. Death Pasito still fighting on point. Yibble's just getting kicked everywhere. Element manages to take down Fruit Tingle. Quirky goes down. Mudman, there's still trades coming in here. But now it's really just Mudman. Wookie's going to have to hit some shots. Element with popping his ult. Quirky takes down Mudman. And now it's just Parallaxon really stuck there with Wookie. And Lollipops is going to make sure none of that comes to fruition. And, well, they managed to get the first point.
Yeah, I really like the disengage from Siqq. The ultimates were committed, the Tire and the Nano onto the Winston, and they just disengage and they back off and they wait for those ultimates to be over, and there's no value from them, and then they re-engage. And it's that good decision making and not panicking, even with a clock ticking down, that gets them that point. And best of all, Tusky's still got that Graviton Surge available, which means that they do have the potential to snowball this fight if they can land a big grab.
Looks like the Torp's going to be coming out here from Parallaxon. Placing that turret might be useful here. Especially, I reckon they're going to try and deal with that Genji as the point starts the fight here. That's a big grab. Parallaxer manages to get Element though with his turret. Coletta manages to get straight on the Wookiee though. Fights all over the point. Definitely doing some stuff around. Parallaxer, another kill with his turret.
It's just free firing down there and no one's really dealing with it. And I think now they're finally starting to make some progress. The point actually gives up a tick, despite the fact that the defenders had a pretty strong advantage there. But no, the attackers are keeping
Parallaxer really keeping them in this. His turret is doing work. So that's going to be taken down. It's a 3v2 here. The good thing is here that they've got the spawn. Wookiee gets 2 kills on the Coletta and Quirky quickly, and Element's really the only one left as Genji. He's probably going to have to try and get out of there, and he does. Get ready for the next team fight, and that's time lost.
Yeah, I think
about
given that they really needed to snowball that through to be able to get any sort of decent time, I think you can't be happy with 51% there. But unfortunately, no one firing on that turret meant that it's able to just free fire into the fight and pick off low hit point targets.
They're going around the other side now. I think Element's going to be quite aware that this turret needs to go down, and I think that's what he's going to be aiming for first. He's not really going to be able to get near it as the turret's doing a bit of work here. Obviously, he'll pop his ult, and Torb's going to chuck down his ult as well on the point. And that just makes it harder. Coletta and Element though.
Yeah, Quality getting a lot of value there, taking down both the turret and getting Fruit Tingle there. So they've got an opportunity to win this fight through.
Coletta's doing huge damage, but that's a massive shutter. And, well, Death takes Coletta off with him. Tusky takes down the turret. Wookiee's going to get taken down before he can pop his ult. Fruit Tingle matches, I think Quirky though, they're not giving up this fight. Element takes down Madman, and now this could be the end of it here. Element Fruit Tingle, Melody. Torb tries to get back on, but he can't quite do a Parallax in there. And they do manage to get both points there. Siqq. Definitely not as much time. We're looking at only 1 minute and 14 seconds, but they've still managed to force it into rounds 2 here as we go for to see if they can get a 3 or 4.
Yeah, definitely a very messy fight there, but they get it across the line, and that's the important thing. And considering that they went into that second point in overtime, and then they weren't able to get it through with their snowball push with the grav, finishing with 1:14 on the clock, still pretty good. I mean, it really was only 2 fights that got it there, which really goes to say just how messy and drawn out those fights were. But in the end, they managed to keep their people alive and get it across the line in the end. But now the pressure's on, even more so than before. They need to keep up this pace and try and get themselves through both points in that 1:14 to realistically like their chances on this map, because that 5:48 time bank is very intimidating.
It's going to be very useful. How useful it will be will come down to this first push here from Siqq. Looking as they've got the 3 tanks here, Coletta, Tusky and Yibble. Only Element. Element really the only damage player. And it looks like over on the Omnic side they're going to be playing as they have been on the first one, back right. As the junk starts throwing in some stuff early, but they're going straight for the point here already. They've jumped on. They managed to get halfway through the first tick before Omnic get down on there, and well, Yibble manages to go down there. They've already got a tick as well. Fruit Tingle takes down Yibble.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to want to engage onto, because it is basically a modified Ghost comp with a Doomfist. It's a lot of brawling potential. You don't want to fight that front on, but unfortunately, Siqq are not going to really give you the choice in the matter, and that Doomfist is going to make sure that people can't just stay back as well.
Yeah, well now it's just basically Parallaxin and the Diva left on, and Parallaxin's gone down. Mudman's the only one left, and well, with 19 seconds on the clock, they just need to contest this, really. That's what they're trying to do. Mudman goes down, though, and they will get this point. They've got a rush now. They managed to get an extra 30 seconds, but...
Yeah, they've got one chance on this one, and Parallaxian's got the tire up as well. That could be the end of their hopes and dreams on this second point. But Death Bazito gets pinned into a wall and taken out almost instantly. This tire needs to be huge. Lonely Peeps going down might be what I need, and the kills are
And
coming.
it might be it there. Wookie, oh, he gets 2 good kills there. Tusky's to let it go down. I don't think they're going to be able to contest this one any further. Quirky basically the only one left. Yibble now, he's going to get demeched, and he's going to get taken down. And Omnic, they will manage to hold off on the second point, but I don't think that's all. Hang on.
They almost
they
get
got
there.
very
An
close.
heroic effort, but not quite getting it across the line.
Just at the point there, Lucio. He was very close, but he won't be able to get it there. Siqq, they do get the point. They'll take that, but now they've got to hold out for 5:48. They can't let any capture progress go on the second point. So
Yeah.
it'll be very interesting to see if they can hold it. Omnic, they've got all the cards. They've got all the advantages here. Can they bank it in and make this a 2-1 series?
And I suppose more importantly, will we see a change coming out of Siqq? Their first point defense, basically, I think not quite doing the job they thought it would, and it does look like they will be going for something completely different as they look to try and hold this one up. They're going for a Ryan Zarya based comp element over onto the Pharah, which is an interesting pick. I'm not sure about the defensive Pharah here, to be honest, because we know Wookie's got a good Widowmaker. All they need to do is identify, oh, they have a Pharah. Wookie goes back to spawn, comes out with the Widowmaker, and Element's in a world of trouble. So I'm not sure about that, but we'll see if that comes back to bite them later on. They do have Yibble on the Widowmaker as well, so that may be able to provide potentially some benefit from it. If Wookie does swap to the Widowmaker, he does have to worry about 2 different targets, but we'll see how this one plays out as things get underway, and we will have another dive-based composition from the attackers over in Omnic with a a Sombra and Hanzo on the DPS.
Well, they're looking to push in here early. They're doing the same thing as Siqq did. They're taking the top ground. Like the tanks and Anna. Parall's getting a bit of free range here. Paralactin, that's a big kill though onto Quirky Turtle early on.
Absolutely huge, and Yibble's out of position as well and in a lot of trouble.
An element there. Pharah Mercy combo working well so far. Interesting to see if they try and switch over the wheel here. Mudman's taking a lot of damage at the moment. Fruit Tingle and Melody trying to keep him alive, and now Melody's low. Tusky's going to get him. Fights going on all around at the point at the moment. Fruit Tingle on top trying to keep his fellow teammates alive, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of there either because they've all backed off. I feel it's just Mudman left. No one's really noticed Fruit yet as he continues to sit up there. Throws an anti-grenade, doesn't really get much done. Mudman flying up towards him, Wookie as well, but now they've noticed the Pharah Mercy combo. Yibble as well, they take after Mudman. And Element is going to take down Fruit Tingle. He's going to take down Wookie as well. And so far, the Pharah is working wonders. Interesting to see if Wookie does switch over to the Widow now.